Hey guys, Chart Stoppers back with another video. In this channel we take a look at different stocks and map out their key support and resistance areas on their chart. It's important to know these areas before you buy any stock, and it's also important to know what kind of a trend a stock is in before you buy into it. Support and resistance is one of the most important things you should know about a stock before you either buy or sell. And also if you're doing any day trading, swing trading, or options trading, you're definitely going to want to get familiar with this channel and support and resistance areas. Just to let you know, I'm not a financial expert. These videos are for educational purposes only, but I am here to point out key factors on the charts which do impact the price action of a stock. I also provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use that. You'll start an account and get 2 free stocks. I provided a link also for Robinhood. You could use that to start an account and you'll get 1 free stock. Okay, and just to let you guys know, I will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks. So if you have a recommendation for a video, leave a comment below and I will try to get to it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. Okay, so let's get into the market today. Today is July 22nd, 2021. It is Thursday. Okay, so we have today and tomorrow left in this week, and you can see here the S&P 500 is up 0.16%. The Dow is up 0.11%, and the NASDAQ is leading the indices up 0.27%, so about 0.25% on the NASDAQ. You know, it is a green day, not too much going on in the market today, but everything is up, okay? And that's good to see after the start of this week where we saw a pretty big sell-off. Okay, so let's get into the stock I wanted to take a look at today. I want to go over Palantir. I haven't done an update on this one in a while. I've done a few videos on this one in the past. I'll provide a link to one of them in the upper right-hand corner. You can go back, check that out, and you could see how I got to where my chart is today, okay? You should be seeing that right about now. And let's take a look at what Palantir is doing today. It's currently trading at the time of this recording at $22.08. It's actually down 44 cents today, which is the equivalent of about 2% right here. And on the week, it's actually up 2.18%. So, you know, you're taking a little bit off the table after a pretty good week here to finish it out. The past month, though, this stock is down over 14.5%. All right. In the past 3 months, we have seen, you know, a lot of ups and downs in this stock, but in the past 3 months, it is down almost 4% here. Okay. But in the past year, this stock is still up over 120%. So for those of you who bought in back here right around October of last year when it first came out, you are still up over 120%. All right, for anyone that has bought in the past couple months here, it's been a rough ride since it hit these all-time highs of $45 on January 27th. You could see earlier this year it did hit that high of $45 intraday. And, you know, we're talking about this stock going from when it came out, $8.90, around $9 here, all the way up to $45. You know, that was a big run there. A lot of people who got in here, you know, they started selling when it got up around that area. And you could see, you know, not a lot of consolidation on the way up. This stock, you know, pretty much just went straight up soon as it came out. A lot of momentum behind it. A lot of people trying to get in. You saw a little bit of consolidation in this area right here, and then it did take off again and shoot even higher, all right? And then once it hit those all-time highs, you could see, you know, this thing did fall back down, consolidated in that same area. You know, it looks like around $23 to $30, you saw some consolidation there. And then it proceeded to dip lower during this correction. And you could see the lows of the correction were around $17 here. And it hit that on May 11th. Okay, that's when we saw the worst of the lows of the correction in the NASDAQ here just recently. So since then, it did recover to around $27. And then it proceeded to sell off again. Okay, so let's get into the chart here. Let's take a look at our resistance up here is going to be around $39. All right, you could see it never closed above there before. It did go way above there intraday, but it did sell off and was unable to close above $39. So that's our level we need to get back up to. We need to close above there and hold before we can move on to new highs. All right. You know, like I said, there was consolidation in this area, and it looks like around $27.33 is where you're seeing resistance right now. Okay, you could see it did bounce off this support level around $20.60 once or almost twice here. Third time it did drop below there briefly, and then now the fourth time just recently it bounced off this support here, and it looks like it's heading higher right now. But you could see once you got this bounce off that support, we hit this level of $27.33 around there. Actually, I need to move that up a little bit. I'll move it right up there to around $27.50, okay? Give or take a few cents. And that looks like it's going to be our major resistance point going forward, because we did get the bounce off the support here. This was back in March. After the initial sell-off, it did recover back up to that level, and that's when the selling pressure came back in. Okay, and then you saw it, you know, like I said, bounce or dip below this support level at $20.60 just briefly for a couple days here. And then we had a nice bounce right here off the $17.13 support level before we went up to that level again to retest it around $27.50, and it got rejected again off that price. So that's a major price point to watch, because there is a huge gap up here. Let's take a look closer at this gap, and it looks like it's between around $30.50 to around $31.50. So we have a $1 gap up here. So this is going to be pretty important to break through this resistance point up here if we want to move up to fill in this gap here. So that'll be our next point of interest after we break this support. So we'll keep an eye on that. And like I said, our major support here that's been holding up throughout this correction is $20 and around 50 cents, 50 to 60 cents here. You could see, you know, we have had nice bounces off of that, and you could have, you know, been making money trading those bounces off this support. You could see, you know, just in the past couple days here, earlier this week, it bounced off that support again, and it's already recovered pretty nicely up to $22 right now and 8 cents. All right, next thing I want to point out on my chart, I'm going to zoom out. You could see I have my uptrend line that we've been following since October of last year. I connected it with the low of this correction right here that we hit on May 11th. So I, you know, drew my line to connect with that low, and because that was a lower low that we made off this high, or off this all-time high. So we'll see if this thing can keep following this trend line that I drew here in the green on its way up. All right, and you could see when we did bounce off that support here just earlier this week, it was very close to our trend line here. So it looks like our trend line is holding up at the moment, and we'll see if we can continue to hold that trend line going up. But another thing is we have this red downtrend line that I connected with this high that it made coming off that low right here of May 11th. So I connected that with our, you know, all-time highs up here, and you could see, you know, we've kind of been stuck below this trend line here for the time being ever since hitting those all-time highs. I have been moving this trend line as we go to connect the high with the high up here. So it looks like, you know, the good thing about this is we did reach a higher high coming off of this lower low right here. So this could be something to build upon. You could see it looks like we made a higher low coming off of that higher high also, and it is starting to reverse, but we will see what happens in the next couple weeks if we could get above this trend line, and we're ultimately going to have to break through this support to reach another higher high up here if we want to continue this uptrend. Otherwise, if we fail to make a higher high above this level here, it looks like we will get stopped out again, and either here at this support or at this trend line. And if it does that, you could probably bet on this thing moving lower below this support, because that just shows that the selling pressure is too much for the buyers, and they're gonna drive the price lower after that. All right, so let's switch over, or actually let's take a look at our moving averages here. It looks like our 8-day moving average has been acting as resistance ever since around the beginning of July here, when we fell below there. I did have a nice uptrend that we were on coming off of this low right here of the correction. You could see this white line. I think I was trading this during this time, and that's why I had this trend line drawn. But it did break below there after reaching that higher high up here coming off of that low. And you could see once it broke this trend line, the price action went way lower. So you got to keep an eye on that if you're trading. Try to draw a trend line here, just like this one. And you could see you could keep following that trend line up until it breaks below there. And then you know that the price action is going to go down once it breaks that trend line up. All right. So that's why I had that white line there, just to show you the trend it was on. It was on a very nice uptrend, a sharp incline going up. And, it finally broke there and went lower. Okay, so that's how you could trade trend lines there if you're looking to do that. Okay, so looking at our moving averages, like I said, we have regained our 8-day, which was acting as resistance over the past couple weeks. We are still below our 200-day right here in the yellow. It just came onto our daily chart earlier this week, it looks like. Our 50-day moving average here in the dark blue, we are below that. And our 30-day here in the green and 21-day in the light blue are all up here, and we are well below those, all right? So we have a lot of work to do to regain those moving averages and continue this uptrend. Let's take a look at our weekly chart, see what's been going on this one. And as you can see, it looks like we're below all of our moving averages on our weekly chart. We don't have a 50-day or a 200-day on here yet because this stock is so new. Like I said, it just came out in October of last year. So, we won't have those for right now to go off of. But we are below our 21-day in the light blue, our 8-day in the white, and our 30-day in the green on our weekly chart. All right, so I'm going to switch over. So there's not much going on the weekly chart here. I'm just going to switch over to our 4-hour, see what we could see there. And it looks like, like we have regained our 8-day on the 4-hour. We tried to get above our 21-day in the past, day or two, and it looks like we fell back below there, all right? And our 30-day is just within reach up here. So we'll keep an eye on that. You can see the 200-day in the yellow and our 50-day up here in the dark blue. So we'll keep an eye on this one. Hopefully it can continue the uptrend tomorrow. It looks like today is going to be a red day. It's down 2% so far, with just 2 hours left in the trading day. All right, so we'll keep an eye on these moving averages. Hopefully it can get back above those and continue this uptrend here. And ultimately, it's gonna be very important for this thing to break through this red downtrend right here. And ultimately, it's gonna have to get through this resistance here if it wants to make a higher high and a higher low right here, okay? Otherwise, I think there will be more selling pressure coming in if it fails to break above this resistance again right here. Okay, so we're going to keep an eye on this in the next couple weeks. You could see my trend lines come together here around the end of August. So at that point, it's going to have to either continue on our uptrend or continue below this red line on our downtrend. So that'll be something to watch in the next couple weeks. And that's about it for this one. That's my quick update on Palantir. If you guys liked the video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. Also, go to my channel page and check out my other videos on different stocks. I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and we'll see you next time on Chart Stoppers.